Alright, I couldn't find nothing online about this. I need to replace my toy hauler garage vents. This side's not as bad, but as you can see, it's breaking. On my other side, because I have two, this one was really bad. I had to silicone it to keep it from leaking, but all the screw holes up there, bunch on the side, were all cracking. So I got new vents, and since I couldn't find nothing online, I thought I'd show how to replace these and some of the mistakes I did on the first side. This is a Black Label Gray Wolf. I believe it's 34 foot, but the vents should all be the same. First thing you want to do is take all these screws out, and then I also learned earlier that it was easiest to take this inside piece out also. Probably not necessary, but when I did my first one, it made it a little bit easier to take it out. So let me grab these screws and I'll show you what's behind it. Alright, I got all these screws out. It does stick to it a bit, so you just want to peel it out. And oh, look at that. Be careful of the fucking sticker. You see the silicone right over that. But this is what it looks like. Luckily no water damage yet. I'm gonna have to watch the sticker here because it didn't stick too well underneath all that. And this plastic piece here goes in between this stud and this wall. And on my first one, all the screw holes didn't line up to the old screw holes. So I found it easier to just remove that inside piece also. But that's what you're looking at there. I'll take that inside piece off and get this cleaned up, and I'll show you the next step. Alright, so here's an example. Here's my new vent. And when you put the sticky stuff on the back and you try to put it all in here, it's kind of a pain to get this to line up. I figured I'd give it a try first before taking the inside off, but see, it doesn't like to fit too well. So that's why I take that inside piece out, so that I can get this cover in on where it's got to go, and then I can fit this from the inside into the cover. Now you can see I got the inside cover out. My new cover will fit, well, it's supposed to. Trading hands with the camera here. Apparently this new cover doesn't quite fit so well. As you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it needs a little trimming right here. It does stick past the 2x4 a little bit, so I'll take my little hacksaw, trim that up, and this is what it looks like from the inside. And this is the inside piece. When all together, it should fit nicely. Kind of hard to do one-handed here. But you can kind of see on this side. Hold on, I'm gonna have to set you down here. Okay, a little hard to do one-handed, but as you can see, I just popped it out, of course. But it's got in between those studs and that. And I found that it's easier to take this off the inside and put it in after this is already assembled. Because as you can see, I've got to do a little bit of trimming to get this to fit, and if I would have had my sticky stuff on, expected it to just go in, it wouldn't have. So I gotta get that cleaned up, open up that hole a little bit more, and then we'll get this ready to assemble. Show you a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm just using a hacksaw blade like this, running it against the edge here and sawing down until I get the cover to fit in nice and smooth. This outside here is sticking past the 2x4 just a tad and not allowing the new one to fit in very good, which I'm wondering if why some of the reason why the old one cracked is because they didn't have it set right and they just used the screws to force it in, which is another reason why I like doing a lot of stuff myself, so that I can do it right and make sure that it's right. So alright, I'm going to continue doing this and I'll be back. Okay, now I got that all cleaned up. Let's see how well the cover will fit now. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful fit. Now another thing to do too, as you can see, it's got room to move in the hole up and down. So what I try to do is line it up with the old screw holes. As you can see, some of them ain't gonna line up at all, but I just try to get them. You can see down here, that one is non-existent, barely shows. I just try to get as many as I can, as close as I can, and go from there. Okay, this here is the sealing tape, vidoes. I got 3/4 inch by 30. That is what I'm going, which is right here. This stuff here. Luckily I got a bunch of it because the first one I did, I wasted a lot. And that's what I'll do, is I'll take and I'll lay it out along the sides here, and then I'll trim off any overhang on the side here, and then obviously paper side will be up. I'll peel the paper, stick it in the hole, and then put the screws in. But I still have to get the hole cleaned up of silicone and anything else that they had. I'll show you the first one I did. There's the first one. See, it kind of, just enough, it's kind of squeezed out once I tighten it down a little bit, which I prefer to make sure it's got a good sealing edge. No water can get in behind it. And maybe not necessary, but I am going to put some silicone, clear silicone around these screws just to make sure water doesn't seep in and possibly get past this black stuff and into the wood of the camper. So that's the only thing I have left to do on this side, but otherwise it turned out pretty good. So alright, I'll turn you out and get you back when I get ready for the next step. Okay, I got it all cleaned up. Got as much off as I could. Had to be careful around those stickers. See, I couldn't quite get all of it off of there. I don't want to rip the stickers off. But I cleaned it up. I used a razor blade to scrape off the old silicone. And then I used this stuff here. I sprayed on a rag and use it to clean it. Stuff cleans awesome, but you do have to be very careful with it because it will eat paint, will eat some plastics. So I just put a little bit on a rag, wipe the spot up, and it comes out good. Doesn't seem to affect the fiberglass outing at all. So now it's time to go in, get my tape on the vent, and install the vent. Okay, here I am. I'm putting the tape on. See, there's the first piece I put on there. Then when you flip it, you see the overhang. So I'll take a razor blade, I'll trim that edge off, and I'm going to continue it on the other 3 sides. Okay, I got this one all taped up, and as you can see where the ends meet here, I pull it up, and I'll take a small little piece of what I've been trimming and just put in a little bit in between this spot here, just to make it a little bit thicker like the rest. And then I'll lay this back down over it, both sides, and kind of just press it down. Tape is very sticky. I think it's going to work great. So that's the process of that. And that's how that should look. As you can see, trimmed up most of it pretty decent. So, alright, I'll bring you to the next step. Just to show you what I was talking about, you can see I put that little piece in there. I don't know if it matters or not, but I'll fold these down and I'll press it all down in good. And then should make it a little bit thicker in that side, just like that. There you go. Alright, now it's time. I'm going to go install this cover with the screws and go from there. Alright, so there it is. Got it all in. Squished out just a tad. And another thing too is I used the cordless drill to put the screws in, because obviously I had to create new holes in a lot of spots. But I did not tighten it with the cordless drill. I didn't want a chance cracking this plastic or pushing it in too far, so I got it so far in, and then I finished it off by hand so I could have proper tightness and not over tighten them. Now this piece here has got to go in from the inside here. Almost perfectly. Get this cord out of my way. Sorry about the bad camera view. There, just like that. It was a lot easier to put it in this way than to put it in the outside vent into that, lining it up, hoping that the sticky tape doesn't stick, and then you got to remove it. Now all I got to do, as you can see if I can get it in there. It's on the back side of these studs. Right there, and then between that other channel. So that's how you do a garage vent in a camper, travel trailer, and finish it off. So hope this video helps anybody that's got to replace any of theirs. And thanks for watching.